Hi folks, thank you so much for downloading this episode of a work in progress D&D podcast, a creative experiment of sorts. I'd like to mention that this podcast is not for children. Now, why don't we jump into this adventure? Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the work in progress D&D podcast with us, these three brothers, on this adventure, both technical and fantastical. First, introduce... Damn it.
There it goes.
There it is. There we go.
Starting early.
Start off with that a little bit. So,
Eric has been very bad with his words today.
I have been bad with my words today. You know, it started off real good in this introduction, and then it just exploded. So, with the introductions, the firstborn of this trio...
Hi, I'm Sean, and I play Alex Arcadis, the Artificer Armorer, and I'm a human.
Yeah.
Still can't find a word for human.
It's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
The thirdborn of this trio...
I'm Ryan, and I play as Pine Deciduery, the tiefling paladin of the ancients.
And the secondborn of this trio, myself, Eric, your DM, GM... Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing today. It's fine.
We GM, the BM, the BLT, the
what?
I don't know.
I could go
whatever
right now.
We're back. Let's play. So, let's head on into today's adventure. Let's go. So, last time on our podcast, our adventurers, with the help of the knight Sir Edmund Brightblade and 50 of the Rainbow Guard stationed here at the Green Duchy, headed off on a quick 2-day journey to the northernmost farm, which is the largest farm of the Green Duchy, to stop a rampaging monster from essentially uprooting and destroying the entire farm. When they got there, they talked with the elder and headed off in the direction where the monster was coming from. As they went that way, though, the monster, which was a bullet, a sort of land shark burrowing, like, monstrosity of arcane creation, exploded on the ground and immediately took an incredible chomp onto Sir Edmund Brightblade, almost killing him instantly. Luckily, with some smart plays by our two adventurers, and while losing a good chunk of the 50 guardsmen who came with them, they are finally able to take down this monster. But not before one of them almost got eaten by the thing, and then discovered there was a ring inside this creature. And so, with that, they tied up the corpse of the creature and collected up the remaining bodies of the horses and guardsmen who had perished in the battle, and started to head back to the main village area of the farm. So that's where we begin this adventure today. So we find ourselves with our heroes, Sir Edmund Brightblade, his lovely horse, Juniper, and roughly 30 or so guards left from the 50. So roughly about 20 lives lost from the fighting the bullet. We find ourselves heading on back, essentially after tying up the corpse of this bullet creature whose hide is about as hard as any steel one could find. And so they're heading off. Sir Edmund Brightblade, just still, even though his armor has been punctured by incredibly sharp teeth and is covered in an obscene amount of blood, is still riding astride Juniper in this incredible just knightly stature, just the epitome of knighthood that anyone would want to be. And you see him kind of digging around in a little pouch that he has on him, He seems to be doing some sort of counting at the moment as you guys are slowly marching your way back to the little village, and to like the meeting hall tavern area called the Springing Deer. So, not sure if there's anything either of you two would like to do on the march back.
I just want to make sure, are we still we're like just taking refuge at the village right now, right? We're just
you guys are on your way back to the village essentially.
All right,
to potentially rest up and also, let the elder whose name is what's the elder? I literally listened to it.
Renford.
Renford, thank you. Elder Renford, to let him know that you had defeated the creature. And while there was some, damage from the burrowing monster to some of the field, nothing very minimal compared to what could have possibly happened, or, so.
Okay. Well, while we're heading back, I'm just going to be looking at the bullet. Like, I'll just say, like, I'm on top of, like, a cart carrying the bullet. I'm just identifying, like, its plates or armor.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Why don't you give me a medicine or an animal handling or a survival check? One of those three.
Okay. Let me see. Medicine. What was medicine, animal handling, and what?
Medicine, animal handling, or survival.
Or survival. Oh, God, they're all -1.
Oh,
This will be good. 15, but -1, 14.
14?
I'll do,
Yeah,
I'll, just for the sake, I'll say medicine.
Okay, yeah. As you're kind of taking a look over this thing...
Oh, you know what? No, survival. Survival sounds better for my character.
Okay, yeah. So as you're kind of taking a look over this, you are seeing where you could possibly, like, carve the plates off of this creature and do it in a way that would at least remove the plates in such a way that they would be mostly intact. And even as you like kind of test the strength and like kind of ding at the plates now of this now not moving monster, you really do get the sense that this thing is almost like it's like plates are almost like metal in and of itself. Like you feel and it's the way it kind of moves that it could easily be flexible enough to where it could be malleable to like bend, with, the right set of tools and gear. You could probably turn some of the plates here into like tools, or even a like piece of armor, like a breastplate of sorts.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah. Pine, anything you wanted to do on the march back to the town? The village?
I feel like I did this before, but maybe I'll just try doing it again. Is just look for Roma's like owl that was following us. See if it had appeared.
Yes, I think I'm starting to remember we might have gotten back to the tavern in the last episode, but I think I'm going back a little bit.
I'm pretty sure we just ended at the battle.
Yeah, either way. So yeah, as you kind of make a perception check for me.
Ooh, that's a unnatural 20.
Very nice. Ooh. Yeah, as you are like making your way back, you don't see Roma's owl anywhere like within the far like the crops
field,
the field itself. But as you're getting closer, you do happen to spy the owl seems to be like up on like the roof of the Springing Deer, and even trying to be sort of more like inside, like under the roof, and it's like sort of an extra double roofing sort of section that it's trying to like, be kind of inconspicuous, or at least to anyone who's actively looking for it wouldn't see it. So you notice that it's there, and it seems to still be watching as the retinue of these guardsmen, and now the big creature and you three are heading on up. So eventually you make your way back, and Sir Edmund Brightblade says, "Hold, men. All right. You all still alive. Why don't you start writing out a funeral pyre so we can give these lost folk the proper send-off that they require. And local villagers of Greenfield, I come to let you know that we have defeated the monster that was going to cause you any more trouble. It has been defeated. Here it is, this massive beast of digging prowess has been slain. And I say tonight, a celebration, if the elder would allow it. And but of course, first we must send our lost brethren off to the realms beyond. So if we could have your help building some funeral pyres to give them the proper send-off, that would be most appreciative. So you see Elder Renfrew's like, oh, yes, of course, we can absolutely help with that. We have, it won't be much, but we can at least create something that could encompass all of those who gave their lives today. He's like, that would be perfect. All right. Well, let's get on those preparations. So he begins to kind of start that. He also comes up to you two and is like, you two have been incredibly helpful, and honestly, I don't know if we probably would have lost more lives today if you two had not helped out in this endeavor. So while your help is appreciative in the building of the pyre, I understand if you have other things that you maybe want to tend to in the time, as these are my god to look after. So the help would appreciative, but know that if you have other things, please tend to those. So he lets you know that.
It's like, I'm just gonna raise my hand. I do have a question. Are we gonna do anything with this bullet here?
Well, I'm not sure. You probably have to talk with the elder about that, as he might be the one to maybe do something with it. I mean, folk out here generally try to use anything and everything they can to help what they have, whether that maybe they try and carve the creature for food for later in the year, or possibly even to, I mean, maybe they could create some farm tools out of this creature's strange hide. So talk to Elder Renford about what it is they plan on doing. In the meantime, though, I'm going to get to work on these funeral pyres.
I can help you with that, Edmund. I'd be more than happy to.
Of course. Much appreciative. Alex, I'll let the elder know that you I'll send the elder on your way. You can ask him questions about it. All right.
Okay.
Pine, you're with me. So Edmund and Pine head off, and he sends Elder Renford off in your direction. Oh, yes, young one. What, Sir Brightblade told me you had questions for me regarding the creature that you have slain.
Yes, of course. I was wondering if you were gonna use this bullet for anything. Because if it's not too much trouble, I would like to use some of its plates for materials for myself. But as well, definitely not the whole lot. I could even help make some, farming tools or whatever you need.
Oh, that would be much appreciative. I was going to have some of our folk, those who have proficiency in cooking and such, and even our own, take a look over it, but to see if the thing was even edible and possibly, have a feast tonight celebrating this, the endeavor that you have completed here. But I can easily get our blacksmith to help you with anything you might need to turn this thing into, I guess, tools and such.
Sure. And just to be fair, since you guys suffer a lot, we'll focus on your tools first, and then whatever you have left, you can just give to me, and I'll work on it.
Well, Thank you. It's much appreciative. I will send them on their way. So, without too much trouble, the pyres are created to hold the bodies of the 20 guard, roughly 20, 50?
Yeah, 20. I believe 20 were lost.
Yeah, 20 or so guard, 20 guard that were lost, along with the horses, onto the funeral pyre. And then as well as quite a few individuals coming over to help you, Alex, to essentially carve this creature, remove its plates to be used, and like sort of the cleaning process of it. But before like that happens, a little bit of the funeral is... So things are on the way. Once the creature is carved and the funeral pyre is kind of set up, everything kind of happens at once. In terms of making anything right now, that's going to be a bit at the moment. But essentially, you get the creature carved. For the most part, this bullet could be edible. It's sort of tough, so the idea that some of the cooks have is that maybe it will be turned into a stew of some sort.
I was gonna say bullet stew.
Yeah, so a little bit of a bullet stew. So they kind of already get that started since it's about little later than midday, they're gonna use the rest of the time to try and cook down the meat of the bullet that is usable, and kind of create a stew out of it, and then even using some of the bones and such as sort of a
broth,
as part of broth, and maybe the skull of it as like a decorative thing to show, hey, this was a trophy. Although that would take a bit more time. That will come later down the road. But you have a bunch of the bullet plates from its like head plate all the way down to like its back that will be ready to be cleaned. But in the meantime, though, as that's done, everyone sort of gathers around with Sir Edmund Brightblade. And during this whole process, Pine, of getting it set up, you watch as once it's set up and each body's laid down, you watch as Edmund takes out of that pouch that he was carrying, counting out and laying 3 coppers onto the corpse of these individuals. 1 in the left eye, 1 in the right eye, and then 1 on the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
As that's part of tradition here. And make a perception or insight check for me, Pine, if you would.
19.
All right. Let me just do a quick roll real fast. Okay. And then 1 more. All right. You can just kind of see that taking a look at Edmund, who's still kind of, bloody after the battle, is just very focused on like the work that he's doing right now. Like honestly, you'd feel like if Edmund were a lesser human, he would be like passed out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very like the absolute like focus of his task of making sure that these bodies are seen, taken care of with the utmost care is like, it is his driving focus right now. So eventually it's all done and everything is set up, and he kind of looks to you, Pine, and he says, Pine, would you be willing to light the funeral pyre?
Yes. Yes, I would. I'd be honored.
I appreciate it. I just have some words to say first, which is per tradition of those lost in battle, and well, at least with large groups like this. So, all right. And so people start gathering around to listen, and so Edmund Brightblade says, okay. So begins the end for our fellow guards lost in the line of duty. Here our departed begin their journey into the realms beyond. May the copper on your right eye guide you past the veil of our realm unto hers. May the copper on your left eye guide you safely through her realm unto her palace. And may the copper on your tongue pay the tax to the gatekeeper, so that you may enter her halls. May you walk her hall of memory, unmolested by regrets of our realm, to find your ship that we may take you to the realm that lies in your heart. And so with that, Pine, you light the funeral pyre, and the fire burns up, and the smoke as these bodies are sent to the realm beyond. Can I have both of you make a perception check for me?
Okay. Let's bring it up first.
17.
17.
15.
15. All right. Pine. You notice, fortunately, Sean, you did not roll high enough.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Pine, you notice as the fire is going and sort of the smoke is wafting into the sky, you see something. It looks like you see a figure in the smoke. It's a little hard to describe exactly what it is, but you see something that looks almost bird-like in the smoke for like a brief moment, and then it's gone.
Like, any type of bird in particular, or just kind of the wings and...
Beak. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Okay.
So, with that, the funeral pyre goes, and it's kind of tended to make sure it doesn't, go beyond its purview to deal any significant damage to the farm. And while that goes on, everyone else who's not on funeral pyre protection duty heads off inside the Springing Deer to sort of celebrate the success of you guys completing this mission and also this, life in general. So you see tons of people just kind of hanging around, enjoying a good drink and some food while the stew is cooking away, handing it out, various other vegetables and things being roasted and shared. The guardsmen who are alive are singing up, drinking songs and recounting the lives of their fellow guardsmen. Various other village folk are sort of getting around, dancing around, maybe a few flirting with some of the guards folk as well.
Is there any way that I might be able to acquire a flute?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see there's a couple of people kind of setting up a sort of little area that is sort of a makeshift band starting to set up to play some music. It seems like one of them seems to have a flute of design.
Excuse me, would you mind if I were to maybe try and out your flute and play a little something just to add to the atmosphere?
Oh, sure. Yeah, by all means. One of the heroes of our day, so by all means, it would be a great honor.
All right.
Roll a performance check, and I'll give you advantage on this roll.
I do have, because I got this from my proficiencies, I do have the proficiency of one musical item, and it was a flute. So I have proficiency with this.
There you go.
And you said with advantage?
Yeah, give you advantage.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What happened? What'd you roll? Did you roll 2 nat ones?
No, but it's a 1 and a 3.
Oh, shit.
For a total of, it's a 9.
Total?
Okay.
3 plus 6.
We'll say
Wow.
that, it's a new flute. You aren't used to it. It's a wood flute that maybe wasn't carved well, but it's not something you're used to. And you're kind of playing, and it takes you a bit longer than you want to like actually get, on tune with it. And luckily, a lot of the people around at least appreciate the work you did of slaying the creature, where they aren't going to be like, oh man, he sucks. So they aren't saying that or anything, but they're just like, they're all distracted with their own sort of celebration. So like only the person who's all of like the musicians around you are just like notice that it takes you a bit longer to get the flute music going, but eventually it goes and you have a decent go around of your flute playing.
Only I could mess up an advantage roll just that that bad.
That's pretty great. It only would have been
Why
worse
couldn't
if
that have been it? Anyway.
Would have been worse if it were 2 nat ones. So, Alex, is there anything that you wanted to do specifically while festivities are going, or did you want to do anything else as the evening came around?
I just mingled, but then I reach into my pocket and remember that the ring that was in the bullet, its mouth, and I just kind of look at it just to figure out what it is.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a tungsten band set with, I think, did I say, I think I said rubies, yeah?
A tungsten red orange ruby.
Yeah, red orange ruby. Yeah, you just kind of take a look over it. It's very beautiful, like it's incredibly ornate and stuff. If you want to give me a sort of like investigation check on it to at least like discern like the details on it.
Investigation?
Yeah.
You said?
Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, investigation or arcana, either one of those two, just to like get an idea of what this ring is.
Okay. No, it's just weird. On my character sheet, I put investigation as 1, which it's not supposed to be that.
Oops.
Yeah. I'll do arcana.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
All right. Well, you definitely get the sense that this ring has some magic to it, for sure. As you're like looking at the design, it looks as though, if you were to take a guess, it almost looks like it was elvish in make, in that like the design of it is very like flowing and fluid and almost has this incredible natural look where it makes it look like the ring is alive, especially because the design that sort of envelops the like the ruby is very much like flame and fire, and it looks like these twisting flames are like swirling around, like these silver twisting flames swirling of the metal swirling around this sort of like reddish orange ruby that seems to almost like twinkle like firelight. You can only guess that since you were inside the creature and shot the thing with fire, that maybe this is the thing that allowed the bullet to have some sort of fire resistance of some sort. So you'd have to, spend some time with it and, in game terms, attune to the thing to figure out exactly maybe all of what it might give you. But
yeah, I'll probably do that. Well, before we go to bed.
Okay. Can I have you guys make a perception check for me?
All right, come on, don't fail me on this one. 17.
Unnatural 20.
17 unnatural
Damn your
20.
perception side. Yep.
All right. So as you guys are sort of celebrating and kind of looking around, you're trying to like find out where Sir Edmund is, and he hasn't you haven't noticed he's not been like up and about. He's not been like schmoozing or doing any of his typical nightly stuff. Mm-hmm. Eventually, though, you see in like a far corner, you see the armor of Sir Edmund Brightblade. His back is sort of turned to you. He seems to be sort of leaning on a table. It seems like he's got some food in front of him, but he for whatever reason doesn't seem to be interacting with the folk right now, and no one seems to be like around him at the moment. So
I'll go up to him. You're free to join, Pine.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. Yeah, you head on over.
Yeah.
You walk over, you like just stand by the table he's at and wait a minute or two, and he doesn't seem to respond or anything.
Yeah, I'll place just a light hand on his shoulder and say, Edmund, you all right?
You just kind of see as you put your hand on it that it just kind of like sets Edmund off balance a bit, and he kind of slumps down, and he is just like flat out unconscious. He is like exhaustion has finally gotten to this man, and he is just like passed out. Like a little bit of food has been eaten. He's got like a little bit of like stew kind of dribbling from his mouth, and he's just like flat out unconscious. This poor man.
Pine finds like the nearest blanket and just kind of drapes it over him and kind of tucks him in, even though he's kind of just sitting there, but just a little pat on the head.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
even if you got like 20 HP out of your total of 52, it's like,
Yeah.
I should be exhausted as well when you think about it.
Yeah. You get some rest, Edmund. You deserve it.
Yep.
Chivalry.
Even the man dreams of chivalry.
Yeah. He proved himself today.
Yep.
A true man of his worth.
Anything else you want to do? I don't know if Alex, you wanted to get to work or anything on using the metal for stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna do that tonight.
Yep, do it tonight. Guess I got inspiration in my veins.
Yeah.
Pine continues to
Mine.
dance and drink until everyone else is unconscious, and then he gets sad and goes to sleep.
Okay.
It gets sad.
Yeah, because everyone else couldn't last as long as he could.
That's fair. All right.
He comes from a culture of a lot of dancing and partying and
a lot of dancing.
fun.
And that
I was trying to remember as well. Did you suffer any damage from?
Yes.
Okay, you did.
I think yes.
Yeah. So, with that, here's how we're gonna do this, Alex.
I'm dead.
Yes, you've died. No, I said here's how we're going to do this. As
Pine
in,
got
like-
so drunk he took out his sword and just started swinging.
All right,
Yep.
so here's what we're gonna do,
Anyway.
Alex. So, I'll say making farm tools out of the bullets, armor. That's like no time at all. Essentially, you can make like a plow with like the armor of it. You can create other extra tools like hoes and things, or like even whatever sort of extra farm tools you want to like say you create. You make them tonight. That's not the part that's going to take time, or in this case, grant you with exhaustion. So here's how we're going to do this. You will, for working on this tonight, we'll get to create sort of an armor piece from the bullet's armor. And because you know how to craft magical armor from your family, and even your own armor has sort of magical ability of being able to don itself like instantly. I have a magical ability that you can add if you'd like to, like, say this breastplate. We'll say it's a breastplate that you'll be making, or unless you wanted to make, if there was a specific kind of armor.
If anything, I just want one that's better than the scale mail, not scale mail. Or no, what's it? Chain mail. That's the one I have on. That's 16.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So chainmail is 16. Yeah. Let's say.
Okay.
Here's how we'll do this. We can say that this is going to be like when you level up in as an armor. There's a point where you can sort of section off different parts of your armor as like separate magical portions. So we'll say that this almost can be like the chess piece of like maybe what you're working on. Because let's see, in terms of
Yeah, I just had to pick the most difficult class, didn't I?
no, it's fine. Hold on, let me grab a book real quick.
What do I get? Oh, technically, I get next level was extra attack.
All right, let me go to the armor section real quick, because I'm rethinking how exactly what we can do here. So
Yes.
currently you have chainmail, which gives you which is heavy armor, and it gives you an AC of 16 straight up. So what we can do is, what is your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity modifier is +1.
+1. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We will give you, it'll be like this sort of piece of armor you're going to be creating will be almost like breastplate sectioned.
Okay.
In that, I'm trying to think, I'm hoping I'm not making myself too complicated on this, but I'm thinking maybe what it'll do is this, or do we just want it to be armor? Sorry,
No, it's okay.
thinking on this. Well, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll have it be like splint, which will make your AC become 17.
Okay.
But in terms of how it looks, can be sort of up to you.
Okay. Like when I don my magic armor.
Yeah, and it'll kind of look, it'll be mainly like the breastplate area. So essentially you're getting like an additional +1 to your AC is essentially what's happening right now.
Okay.
As opposed to just like as you're like kind of crafting your own armor, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the chest. This is like the chest piece.
Yeah.
The main body area that you're creating, unless you want it to be another spot.
No.
With the bullet.
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So essentially, what's gonna happen is with this piece of armor, that you'll be creating, and you'll be expending spell slots and whatnot to use to create the magic. But what you will get is that essentially you'll have like bullet armor, or however you want to call it.
Okay.
Is that this will provide you with like the ability to walk through any sort of difficult terrain, like made from rocks or stone, like earthen difficult terrain, without using extra movement, which I realize maybe in our podcast won't matter too much. But the other thing it can give you is, and this is the bigger thing, you can, as an action while you're wearing this armor, gain tremor sense range of 60 feet for 1 minute. So essentially allows you to become like Toph for like a minute.
Okay.
And that can be like recharged once per day as you're sort of taking sort of the natural ability that the bullet had of being able to like, in its connection with like the earth, and you're able to like fuse that into the armor and then grant yourself that sort of vision for a minute.
Okay.
So basically that'll allow you to see sort of, you basically can for a minute do Toph's like slamming on the foot ground thing through the magic of the armor to see things within 30 feet of you or 60 feet of you, whether it's like behind, you know, walls or things.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was called. I'm like thinking like SODAR, radar, echolocation. I can't remember exactly the right word.
I mean, you can just call it like tremor sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, so you can grant yourself a 60-foot tremor sense for a minute as an action with this armor.
Okay.
But now, here comes the part that is where you're going to get some negatives from this. Okay. In that working through the night will cause you to get some exhaustion. So first things first, it's not just like you get 1 point of exhaustion. This is going to be how many points of exhaustion? Up to 3 right now. So you're going to have 1. So you're going to be rolling here to try not to get any more.
Okay.
So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
If you roll 15 or higher, you just have the 1.
Okay.
If you roll
lower,
5 to 14,
okay,
you'll get 2.
Okay.
And if you roll 4 or less, you'll get 3.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Because that's the thing. I'm letting you like just make the armor so you have it, but it depends on how much exhaustion you're going to get.
Well, luckily I got exactly 15. Whew.
Okay, so you just have the 1 point of exhaustion that you'll have for the next day until like your next long rest. So it won't go away on tonight's rest. So
all right,
that's what you have right now, which is disadvantage on skill checks, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to just spend the whole day in this village.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, that like this happens throughout the night because of your ability to work quick, and even with a little help of cleaning it from like the blacksmith and his apprentice.
Yeah.
Very easily are able to just kind of work through the night basically and kind of get this done. But while that happens, Pine.
Yes.
As you are kind of finishing up and you see everyone's kind of like fallen asleep or gone to bed or something, you yourself start to head off to bed as well. It is late in the evening. You can hear like the pounding and the ringing from like the blacksmith as Alex is going to town on the armor plating of the bullet. Can I have you make a perception check for me? And I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage on this roll.
15.
As you're kind of heading off to one of the rooms upstairs in this place and you're kind of getting ready for bed, you notice something outside the window. And you can see it looks like a cloaked, like the funeral pyre is already burnt down low, so it's dark. The only thing lighting up sort of the area is a little bit of the light coming from the tavern and then like the moon in the sky. And you see a cloaked figure leave the tavern and start to like do a quick little back and forth and then start heading south from the tavern, like into the fields, the farm fields.
Pine is going to go and try and sneak and follow this figure.
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, while you go off to sneak that figure, Oh
Sneak that figure.
We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll find out exactly what's going on. So, folks, we'll see you in a little bit. Hi, folks. It's Eric with that old mid-break editing magic. I just hope you're enjoying this episode, and let's get right back to it. Welcome back, folks. We've just come back from our break. Alex Arcadis is busily working in the blacksmith with only 1 point of exhaustion, but has completed a very, very cool piece of armor for his full-on armor set. And Pine
might be going to die. Who knows?
Just started to head off to bed, but watched a shadowy, cloaked figure head off into the farm for who knows what sort of reason. So, Pine, as you head down into like the main tavern area to start going off to see, to follow this cloaked individual, make a perception check for me as you're like quickly running out. But I'm going to give you disadvantage on this one because you're quickly like running out of the door.
5.
Okay. You just kind of do a quick scan and you just see like roughly the same people as far as you can tell in the tavern. So as you head out,
can I say I try and make a point to see if Edmund is still there?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, he's still there as far as you can tell.
All right.
So can you roll as you head out into the dark night with the moon sort of cast over you, and you know that they sort of headed in the southern direction? What would you like to do?
Okay, this kind of matters. Are we technically level 5 yet?
Ooh, good point. No.
Okay.
Abort!
Not yet.
Then
I know. It's his decision.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'll still go.
Okay. I want you to roll the stealth check for me.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get?
1.
Interesting. All right.
He's technically
Don't say that. God damn it.
He's still in the tavern, though, right?
I'm
just
leaving
out.
out.
He just started heading out. So,
you understand why I asked if I was level 5 yet, right?
oh, I know why.
Oh, damn it.
So, you start heading out.
If that's the case, can I use disguise self to make myself look like Edmund?
Yes. I'll let you use disguise self to make yourself look like Edmund. So, as you start heading off in that direction, you kind of can actually hear... Yeah, what is your passive perception?
That should just be 10 plus my wisdom.
Yeah.
11.
Or 10 plus whatever your perception...
Yeah, it'd be 11.
Okay. You're actually kind of able, as you're kind of heading in that direction, you can actually start to hear sort of the footsteps of this individual like ahead of you, and like sort of the crashing through like the... I can never... Oh, wow. I really am just losing words today. As you're just kind of... As it seems like there's like very much running now, crashing through all of the crops here, to eventually you hear them stop and some labored breathing and then as you like keep going, you eventually like also step on some stuff, and you hear, "Who's there? Who's there?
Who are you?
I asked you first."
Well, I asked you second.
And you hear a
Edmund?
shing. No, I'm. No.
I pull out my sword.
Oh, God.
Roll initiative for me.
Oh, damn it.
God.
God.
11.
11. I rolled an 8. So, are you still disguised as Edmund?
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you want to do?
Are we face to face? Do I see them?
No, you're still like within the vegetables. Yeah, and so like they heard you, and then they asked who it was because they don't see you, but they know you're there, and you're still like hidden within like the actual crop, and you know they're out there. You don't quite see them, but you heard the draw of a sword. So what do you? And you drew your sword, yeah. Okay, so they also heard that. So what do you want to do?
I am going to just do the dodge action.
Okay.
I'm just going
Like
to
hold for a dodge or...
Yeah, so the dodge action essentially allows you to say you take the dodge action, and then if you're attacked, the person attacking you has disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you take the dodge action.
Can I say that I probably had a short rest at least so I could my health was probably back up?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll say you have a short rest so you can roll your hit dice to see how much health you have. I imagine you probably can roll all of it to get back up to max or whatever.
Probably, yeah. Oh yeah, I got up to max.
All right, cool.
I rolled 3 10s and an 8.
Perfect.
Damn.
All right, cool. So you're back to full HP. So you draw your sword, you take the dodge action, waiting to see if they come to attack you, and then you just hear this person start to sprint.
Oh god. Oh shit.
Back to your turn. What do you do?
I know. What do I do?
I'll say you're roughly like... You haven't reached quite the edge of, like, the farm yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're about, let's say, 120 feet. So, like, 2 rounds of, like, dashing. So, like, 2 rounds of dashing to get to the edge of the farm. So, this person, as far as you can tell, it sounded like they took on a dead sprint and dashed towards the edge of, like, the farm land.
I'm running after him.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Make a perception check as you start running, with disadvantage since you are going quickly.
8.
8. All right. You can just barely hear them continuing to run, and you have more or less kind of just you can feel them getting closer, or you're getting closer to them, and they're just ever so slightly out of reach of you, to the point where it's now this individual's turn, and they're just going to continue to sprint and run all the way to the edge of the farm now that they've gotten to it. And you don't know quite what they're about to do, but I'll let you know, DM to player, that they have done something.
Okay.
Or are prepping to, they've gotten to the edge and have done something. So, do you keep dashing?
Yeah, I'll keep dashing.
Okay, roll another perception check for me as you run.
Is this disadvantage again?
Still at disadvantage?
Yep, because you're running quick.
Another 8.
Okay. You are able to get to the very edge of the thing, and you can see, and you're kind of looking around to the left, to the right, and you let me go back. You run to the edge, and as you get out there, you see this hooded, cloaked individual, short sword in one hand, and something else in the other hand.
Okay.
So this hooded individual is going to run up. No, that's not what they would try to. No, they would have to try and get rid of you first. Yeah, they're going to run up and attack you.
Okay.
So,
Natural 20.
Oh, fuck.
God. Oh boy.
Oh my god, 2 1s on the short sword. So you take a total of 3 points of piercing damage from the short sword, but I'm going to need you to make a constitution saving throw.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. So you're going to take half of this poison damage, which is also crit because it's dice. I rolled 2 6s on this, so you would have taken 12 points of poison damage, but it is half to 6. So you feel as this thing stabs into you, that even though it like just barely nicks you, the poison on the blade kind of shoots through your system, and it's just like you just like kind of the boom, boom, and just like get a little nauseous.
How much was that again?
6 points of poison damage. So 3 points of piercing, 6 points of poison, as this individual has just run up onto you and stabbed you. So.
Okay. So he's right up on me?
Yes.
Perfect. I am going to do a channel of divinity with nature's wrath.
Ooh, this is the one that,
What's that do?
As an action, you cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. The creature must see it on a strength or dexterity saving throw, its choice, or be restrained. While restrained by the vines, the creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay, well, strength and dex are the same, so what is the DC for you?
It should be 14.
14. Okay, I have a +1 to this roll, so I have to roll 13 or higher. That is 11 + 1, a 12. So what does it look like as you cause these spectral vines to, do its thing?
As like he stabs me with the sword, as he pulls out, he grabs the arms and kind of just like, I don't know, would you allow me to kind of just like throw him down, and as he hits the ground, the spectral like green like thorny vines just grip and like like hold this guy to the ground.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. Yeah, so you grab his arm, flip him over, and slam on the ground as these spectral vines just go and wrap around him. And he is now tied and restrained. And as it happens, the cloak kind of falls away. And you see one of the members of the Rainbow Guard. Just sort of slightly nondescript human man with some mutton chops and like some hair. And honestly, he just seems like one in 100.
I still look like Sir Edmund, don't I?
You do look like Sir Edmund. Because disguise self isn't concentration, yeah?
I don't think the nature's wrath is concentration.
No, I know that, but you did get damaged, so.
Oh, I did. I think disguise self might be concentration. Let me take a quick look-see.
Sure. Just want to make sure. Because, yes, you are disguised as Sir Edmund, potentially.
It is not concentration.
Ah, so yes, you are still disguised as Sir Edmund, as you see this individual below you, with eyes wide, still holding their sword and whatever else is in their other hand, and just on the ground staring up at you. So I was like, huh, sir?
You have a lot to answer for there. And would I happen to have like any... probably wouldn't have any rope or anything to tie him up, would I?
I'm gonna say
have the
no.
rope.
I
have the
say you
rope.
went quickly without grabbing like your pack worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, while he's still down, Pine will just go, "Where were you heading off to, soldier?" And why were you stabbing me with a poisoned blade?
Roll a intimidation check with advantage because you are currently look as Sir Edmund.
You said intimidation?
Yeah.
14.
14. I was told to come out here and spread the plague.
Oh.
You what? And like I just kind of lift him up.
Mm-hmm.
I spin him around, hold like his arms as tightly as I can. And I'm just gonna then like undo the disguise self and say, the captain's gonna have a lot, or Sir Edmund's gonna have a lot to say to you then. And like I just kind of more or less scruff him and just kind of try and pull him.
Don't you want to find out what the art thing was?
Did you take the thing out of his other hand?
I didn't say I did, so.
Okay. I'm going to roll a dexterity check right now to see if he's able to use the thing in his other hand. Roll me a strength check for me, and I'm going to contest this against your strength check.
Okay. Unnatural 20.
Ooh.
I literally have to roll a natural 20 for him to pull off what he's trying to do.
Pine's fucking strong.
I know. This
So
is...
I sit. All right, here we go. That one.
That is a total of 5. So you can feel Pine as this individual is like, as you like move them and trying to get their like arms around, you can feel them in the, we'll say sword in right, other thing in left, is like trying to move their hands and fingers in a certain way to, let's say, activate whatever this thing is. What do you do?
He'll try and pull it out of his hands.
I'll say...
Well, first, Pine headbutts him.
Jesus.
Okay. Roll a d4. I'm trying to figure out exactly, because you want to knock him unconscious, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to think of how... Roll a d4, add your strength, and see how much damage you do.
5.
5 points of damage. You slam your head into him, and he's just... and he has not gone unconscious yet, but he is...
But would I be able to more easily take away the thing in his left hand?
Oh, yeah. Like, I was going to give it to you because you rolled an unnatural 20 on a strength check, but hey, I've got no problem with you headbutting this son of a bitch. So, yeah, you grab the thing out of this guard's hand as he's still sort of like...
Maybe
he's still
dizzy.
tied up with your spectral things. He hasn't tried to escape yet. So, yeah, you pull this thing out of his hand, and it is a little stoppered bottle of some sort of dark... liquid of sorts.
Gonna just kind of place it.
No, I
And then just
need that. I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't do it. I'm gonna be in
punch him.
No.
So you knock this guy out.
Yep.
Roll. You know what? No, let's roll another d4 plus strength to see if you actually able to knock this guy out. You need to roll 6 damage.
Nah, it was a 5.
You hit him against. No, I need to. I'll get in trouble if I don't do it. I have to spread it. He's still up. It's up to you. Do you want to knock him out completely, or do you want to do anything else?
If he continues to fight, I'm just gonna start dragging him.
He's sort of like kind of trying to fight. He's good. You know what? I'm gonna give him a chance to break out of your vines.
Okay.
What? DC 14?
Yep.
Strength check?
Yep.
That's a 5.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep dragging him.
Okay, yeah, you start dragging him, but he's still like, no, they're gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt you more if you don't stop fighting.
One more time.
Just knock it.
That's 7.
Dunk. All right, now he's totally unconscious. I'm dragging him back.
Okay. You bring him back. Where do you bring him to?
I'm gonna try and find Edmund.
Okay. Edmund, as you head back into the tavern, Edmund is still in the same booth he was before, covered in the cloak you gave him, still snoring about chivalry and knighthood.
Okay, is there anyone who might be like awake right now, or am I like the only one? Actually, you know what? Who I take this to? I go see Alex.
Okay. Yeah, let's
you
do
might-
that.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
So, as is happening, Alex, it is like real late into the night. Like, you feel like there's maybe one more hour until like sunup or something. You are feeling exhausted, but your piece of armor is completed. What does it look like, Sean? Your breastplate your bullet breastplate?
Well, let's just say I want to try to give it like still like my silver-ish color, but it has like the shade of like the bullet armor, like the bullet plating. Like, was it like a cyan or something?
It's like a silvery bluish sort of color.
Okay, so yeah, it's basically like that. It's still like a regular breastplate with that color, but the shoulders have kind of like a straight fin thing that's like going down the shoulder, like the kind of the shoulders of the breastplate.
Okay.
Like it's
like a shark fins going down.
Yeah, kind of like shark fins, but it's not as big. It'll be much more noticeable when I use my arcane armor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you're done with that, and
yes,
you kind of got it set up.
Yes, it's finished.
You hear someone coming to the blacksmith. And you turn around and you see Pine, little bit of blood on his forehead, dragging behind this unconscious rainbow guard.
Okay, well, when I turn around, you just see Pine. You just see Alex, like kind of like with the
bags
under his eyes. Like, if I feel like that, considering he hasn't really taken a proper rest even from the encounter and whatnot, he just looks like a weary old man. It's like,
well, you look like hell.
By
the way, I just kind of toss the body up front a little. I found a traitor.
Rope's in the bag.
All right, just start tying him up.
Yes, you tie up this unconscious rainbow guard, and you set him to the side. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm exhausted. I had to go run out in the fields to catch this one. I'm going to bed. Are you going to be up?
I might as well.
Can you watch him for me? I'm going to go try and get as little bit of sleep as I can.
Sure.
All right.
We'll talk about this in the morning.
Okay.
And with that, we'll continue this podcast in the morning. Wait.
Yeah.
Either way. But
in the
before we officially end, I am now going to make it official that you guys are now level 5.
Yay!
I know I let you guys know before, so you at least had all your other stuff picked out. So why don't we right now roll for those sweet HP hit points? I should have just said that.
Yeah. And I'm trying. Oh no! What?
Oh, Ryan, what happened?
No. It's funnier. It's fine. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
But the thing is, I've had mine set to the 5 for the longest time when you first told us. And when I rolled for hit points, like back then, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll count it, like whatever. I rolled first time, got a 4. I'm like, okay, since these aren't like legit like hit points, I'm gonna roll again and see what I get. I rolled 4 3 more times in a row, and I rolled funny. 4 again. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Meant to gain 4 extra hit points.
Yep. All right. So for me, it's a D8, and then add my Constitution modifier.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, come on. I want a 7 because I want to get the double
hit points than Pine at this point.
Yeah, well, I want a 7 to get the 10s. I always want to only aim for 10 or higher. But we'll see what happens.
Easy math.
8! Yes!
Nice!
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Plus 11. Yes!
All right. So
you have more hit points than Pine now. Probably.
Probably.
Actually, let me see
Pine,
that.
how much HP? What are your hit points at?
47.
47. Not bad.
Oh, yep.
Alex, what are you
I'm at 54.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. And then I don't know. Do you guys want to mention things you get, or if you've picked spells, if you want to share them with the folks listening or not?
Well, I gain extra attack.
Yeah.
So do I.
Both do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
and
I will.
my
That's gonna come into.
levels.
I was gonna say that's gonna come into play for the next day of the campaign.
Right.
Like I'm gonna mention something. I'm gonna mention a couple things, but yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
And for me, I got my second level spells.
Woo.
My 2 being Moonbeam and Misty Step, which are nice.
Yeah.
And I picked this spell before this session started. And my new spell that I picked for second level is Zone of Truth.
Oh. Fun.
So I'm probably going to be using that next session.
Probably.
All right.
And Alex, did you pick out new spells as well?
Well, so far for the armor ones that I get already is Mirror Image and Shatter.
Yeah.
I know how
good
Shatter.
spells.
I know how Shatter is gonna be used for my, like how I'm gonna present this, and I get two level spells, and I haven't really decided on that yet.
All right. Well, I'm excited to really get this ball rolling. Now you know that apparently this plague of sorts is
Staged.
maybe a bit more staged and involved than initially believed, or something like that. So,
I'm glad I kept running after this guy.
mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Yes, me too. So, with that, folks, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that concludes this 8th episode of our podcast. I hope you're just as excited as I am to see what the future holds for our players. If you liked this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, leave a review, share with a friend, or, all of the above. It really helps us out. You can email us at awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. That's spelled awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. Once again, that's awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. Very excited to read whatever you send our way. You can also follow us on Twitter at A Work in Progress D&D Podcast. And last but not least, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to my brothers for joining in this little experiment. An extra special thank you to my wife, Allie, for her constant support and advice, and congratulating her on her new master's degree. I have been Eric, and I hope you continue along with us on this adventure, both real and imaginary. Ta-ta for now.